Hello there, hello there, hello there, hello there, hello there. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to the Random Show with your host, Agostino Zinga, and this is episode number 948, 947? Is it 948, 947? One of them two. 947. Yeah, 947. For some reason, whenever I start this show, I never know what episode I'm currently on, but I know I'm a lot. I know I'm on a lot. I also know I'm a lot. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. I've just spent the last few hours watching a bunch of Champions League football. It's quite cool watching Champions League football when your team's not in there. I'm not going to lie. I think I've also come to the realization, or I've accepted the fact that we're not going to be back in the Champions League anytime soon, or worthy of a place there. Let's just say, maybe we'll scum a league finish that will get us there, but I don't think we are in the position to belong in the Champions League anytime soon. So I'm quite detached from it. I'm not watching it like thinking, oh, I wish we were playing. I'm just watching the games and enjoying the games of football. And there's been some pretty decent games of football. I flicked between the Man City and Napoli game and the Newcastle v Barcelona game, two really good games. Unfortunately for Napoli, or unfortunately for the quality of that game, they did look pretty decent before Di Lorenzo got sent off. But as soon as that player got sent off and the captain, main defender, like it was, main defender, like nothing was gonna run there. They did well to kind of hold on, to be fair, till half time. They did very well to hold on to half-time 0-0, but then second half the pressure was too much. One thing about Man City, what they do really well is keep the ball. They're really fucking good at recycling the ball. And first, I think Man City get a lot of bad rep, a lot of bad slack for how they keep the ball. People just think they just do tiki-taka, but they actually keep recycling. Like it's almost like a never-ending kind of cycle of attacks. They get the ball. If nothing goes on, they pop it wide, pop it back, pop it on the other flank, come back inside, speed up the passes, and then go again. It's almost like they try and play a little bit. This is a bad example, but it's almost like they try and play like Brazil from the 1970s. 1970s World Cup. They kind of play a little bit like that, where it's like slow. By the time it gets to the box, it's really fast, and then they go for the goal. So I think if you've got 10 men playing against a team like that, you're not gonna, there's no way you're gonna win. Because they're going to keep the ball, they're going to keep recycling it, and then eventually they're going to break you down, which they did. The Haaland goal. Foden looks like he's on smoke, isn't it? Obviously, United had to be the one, right? Obviously, United had to be the team to give Foden that confidence again. He scored a pretty decent goal against us. Even I didn't like the header, and I was hating on it, and I thought Bayinda should have probably saved it. I think that a top keeper would have saved that. I think De Gea now, you put De Gea now in that goal, I think his fingertip saves that Foden header. I don't think it was that good, but I think the move overall was pretty decent, and he was obviously one of the better players for Man City, but he's definitely in the run of form, because that little flick over the top, that was scrumptious. And then Haaland's header was brilliant too, just before the defender came in to kind of push him over the goalkeeper. I think I've always been a big fan of looping headers anyway. It's such an interesting technique, like when somebody heads but they kind of loop it over the goalkeeper instead of just directing it directly to the corner. I think that technique is so good to watch aesthetically. So big up Haaland for that. And then I think the second goal was Jeremy Doku, again, another player who played well. Two players who played well against us the other day are on fire. So obviously we gave Man City the battery they needed in the back to kind of do what they did. Doku's magic feet in the box, very tidy finish. On the angle again, that's a five-a-side goal. That Jeremy Doku goal was a five. That's a guy that's played five-a-side football. That's a guy that's played futsal. That tight angle and just like smashing as hard as you can on the opposite corner, either high or low. I love that finish, man. I love that finish. So that was really good to see. And then of course Newcastle v Barcelona. It's kind of annoying to see because Rashford was deemed to be surplus to requirements. I personally think the Rashford story at United was less to do with him being surplus to requirements and more to do with him just losing the fire, the passion he had for football. When you couple that with all the pressure he gets outside the pitch from the government, from politics, from society in general about how, for some reason people seem to have a real stick up their ass about Rashford in this country. I just think he needs a change of scenery. even at Aston Villa, if you think about it, even at Aston Villa, he wasn't that great. But at Barca, you can see like he's got life in his face. Like small things count for me. These are small things, right? These are small things. But I've noticed at Barcelona, he's getting regular haircuts now. Because at Aston Villa, he wasn't. He wasn't getting regular haircuts at Aston Villa. When he was at United, he wasn't getting regular haircuts either. He looked kind of like, you know, ratty and shit. But at Barca, he looks like he's got some sun in his face. He looks like he's got a little bit of a tan going. He's got a smile. Every time I see a picture of him, he's smiling, joking around with all the Barcelona players in training. He looks like he's having a blast. He looks like he's having a great fucking time. So I'm really happy for him in that respect. And oh God, the goals, bro, the goals. Number one, I can't remember the last time Rashford scored a header. I can't remember the last time, well, not header like that, like standing. I've seen him score a header where he's jumping, but just in general, yeah, Rashford hasn't really scored that many headers. So that was a brilliant, that was a proper striker's head. That was a Lewandowski type of goal. Like he made an amazing run to begin the play. He makes an amazing run in the box. No one finds him. Then he hangs around in the penalty box. The ball doesn't get cut back. He hangs around again. He loiters. And then as he sees the cross is about to come in, he just steps out and then boom, head around the corner, boom into the bottom corner. Like God almighty, man. Such a proper striker's goal. Which is weird because one position that I thought he was the worst at, and I think he's even admitted, right? I think Rashford's even admitted in interviews that he doesn't really enjoy playing up front. I think he enjoys playing from the left and from the right where he can cut in and stuff, but he doesn't really enjoy playing like, you know, like a traditional striker with his back to goal. But I think what Barcelona have done is that they've probably told him to occupy that space. Don't worry about playing back to goal and all that sort of shit, but just occupy that space and we'll have enough players running around you to kind of, you know, support you where need be. But then that second goal, brother, I don't feel like we see that anymore, you know? That's like Batistuta. Who's that guy from Leeds back in the day? Yboah. That's like Rui Costa type shit. Ginola. You know that kind of shot where you smash it and it hits the crossbar and it goes boom, 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 boom. You don't really get that no more. I don't know if it's because the balls are different and shit. But God almighty, man. Hardly any. It almost kind of reminded me a little bit of fucking Hasselbank back in the day. Do you remember Hasselbank? With like zero backlift, just smashed it. And I forgot who the player was. I think it was Dani Olmo. I think Dani Olmo is number 9. You see from the back angle where when Rashford shoots the ball to the goal, or shoots, sorry, you see Dani Olmo, he's already celebrating. He knows it's going in. You can probably tell from the flight of the ball, the sound, that's definitely going in. And it just loops the goalkeeper and goes, oh, it's superb. Big up Rashford, man. He looked really happy as well. You got the man in the match award, of course, so I really enjoyed it. I'm not going to lie. I really enjoyed watching it. We'll get on some more football stuff later on down the line, but I thought I'd let you know, guys, about that. You know, it's been a nice evening. I'm not going to lie. I've actually enjoyed it. I know some United fans out there thinking, oh, I wish we were playing. It's like, why? Why do you wish we were playing? Why should we be playing in the Champions League? We have no business being in the Champions League. Please, for the love of God, I don't want that. I know people really don't want that. They're just saying they do to try and act like they're kind of into it, but nah, I'm all right. I'm happy we're not in it. I'm happy we're not in it. Continuing on, let's get into some topics. Number 1, have you guys heard about this David Tesla case? So there's this singer who I've actually discovered recently. This is such an odd, the timing is so bizarre, right, in life. But I actually discovered David the other day. I discovered that, I think I stumbled across him because of that big song he's got with Kali Uchis. And I then went on a bit of a rabbit hole, checking his stuff out. And he's really cool, like in terms of as an artist. He's got a really cool little thing that he does where he kind of like, he records music basically off his iPhone. And, you know, obviously cleans up in other apps and stuff, but he majority can make an entire song using these iPhone apps that he uses, layering his voice and vocals and shit, melodies, instruments. It's fucking cool. And he has this thing where he does where he kind of sits in a cupboard in his house, has like a GoPro in the corner of the roof, recording him as he's making the song live. And one of the songs that he made live, he had Kali Uchis jump on it, and she killed it, right? She killed that feature. So I'm a big fan of this kid, or, you know, of his music and shit. Then suddenly out of the blue on social media, it comes out that, this artist called David, who's like, I guess you'd call him like pop, R&B pop, whatever you call him, really good voice. His Tesla had been found abandoned in like a car repo place, but they'd found a body inside it. And at first, because he's I guess because he's clean cut, nobody assumed it was the body was linked to him. Everyone just thought, oh, maybe it's a car that he didn't sell or got stolen or whatever, and it's abandoned maybe because he's rich. that boy has nothing to do with him. Then as the days went by, murmurs started to come out about him and having some relationship with this really young girl. And then unfortunately for the family, of course, it was confirmed by the police that the body that they found in the car was of this young girl that people thought was romantically linked to David. But what makes the case horrible is that, number one, the body inside that trunk or in the car in general was decomposing. Now people are speculating because no one's come out from the coroners to say the details of like what state the body is in. Some people say the body was decomposing to the point where it was just falling apart. Other people are saying like it was maybe dismembered in terms of cut into different pieces. But regardless, it was, you know, she could only be identified by like a tattoo or something that her mum said she had in like red ink. And I think that tattoo is a similar sort of tattoo that David had. I think it was like a one, right? That famous one that Rihanna's got on her finger. But then the part of the story that makes it the worst thing ever, especially for David, is that the girl was 15 years old. And they're alleging, right, that maybe this girl was 13 when he met her. She was 15 at the point of her death, but they're saying that she may have been 13 when he met her. 13 years old. And this kid, I'm assuming, is probably in his mid-20s, you know, or something, or whatever. Definitely too old for her. But can you imagine how tragic that is? And to add even more tragedy to this whole thing, she's been I think she's basically what people would deem to be a runaway, or she was a runaway. So she had been missing for a couple of years, I think they said, but her family or somebody from her family was her point of contact, so she'd check in from time to time, but she'd not been living in like her house, you know, of her parents or guardians for a number of years. She'd been running up and down, I'm assuming, or just being outside. So that makes it super hard, super sad, because you'd imagine if you're a runaway at that sort of age, most likely you're running away from some trouble at home. You're a bit, you know, you've got your issues that you're going through. You're vulnerable, for lack of a better term. So it's just really tragic that a girl like this, so vulnerable, that young, would end up in this type of situation. It's just really, really, really tragic. And then obviously to add more weirdness to the story, to add really a lot of weirdness to the story, a lot of fucking weirdness. People are now bringing up music videos, clips, and loads of things that support the claim that maybe this guy was leaving breadcrumbs everywhere about what he may do. People are, you know, bringing up music videos of his where he's burying people, a song where he talks about the girl, I think her name is Celeste, and he kind of mentions her in the song, and it kind of sounds like a goodbye letter. Like loads of stuff in his music that kind of relates to that girl and to maybe her passing. It's really fucking tragic. And I think they're gonna obviously investigate it and shit. But what makes it a little bit weird and scary, I'm pretty sure he's on a world tour at the moment. He's meant to be on a world tour. When the body was found in his Tesla, I'm pretty sure he continued touring. Like, he didn't stop. That's the dicey thing about it. Like, Jesus Christ. I think I played a video on the Random Show the other day. He was handing out Labubus at his show. Like, throwing out Labubus to the crowd. And it's like, God damn it, guy. There's like a body found in your car. Aren't you worried? Aren't you concerned? Like, I don't know. Who knows? But the latest update here is courtesy of TMZ that I wanted to catch you up on. It says, David case, the cops have searched home for blood near his abandoned Tesla. So that's the kid called David. His name is spelled like that though, D4VD. It says here, cops are looking into the possibility that Celeste Rivas, that's the girl that unfortunately was found there, was killed inside a Los Angeles home where singer David was living. Because TMZ has learned investigators who searched the Moore home were looking for blood. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ LAPD Scientific Investigation Division took part in a 12-hour search of David's home using luminol to look for trace amounts of blood. I'm just surprised. I think maybe I watched too many cop shows. Maybe I watched too many thrillers, too many dramas. But I'm surprised they haven't arrested him yet, you know? Because he's the last known person to probably be with her. By all accounts, he was a romantic boyfriend, whatever, right? They were going out, they were close, whatever. There's loads of evidence of them together. I'm surprised he hasn't been I'm sure he's been questioned, but I'm surprised he hasn't been arrested based off the fact that he kind of knows her and he's probably the last person that saw her alive, you know? But I guess it doesn't work out that way. I guess if you're a police, you have to make sure you build the case to ensure that if you do make the arrest, he doesn't make bail. And then, you know what I mean? You want to make sure you got everything, all your I's dotted, all your T's crossed, I'm assuming. But what do I know? Law enforcement tell TMZ that's the young lady, unfortunately, down the left-hand side. You know, literally looking at her, she's like a baby. I'm not gonna lie. I know maybe I'm you know, it's easy to look at it now in hindsight, but you can even tell from that picture alone that girl looks like a baby. That doesn't look like a young adult woman to me. The fact the LAPD used luminol is significant. It's a chemical used by forensic investigators to detect blood at crime scenes. Luminol reacts with the iron in hemoglobin, glowing blue when it comes in contact with blood in dark rooms on some Dexter shit. Think of it like the black light for the finding blood. As for why the cops are looking for blood, it's significant because Celeste's body was found in a Tesla parked near the house. The Tesla is registered in his name. We're told investigators didn't look for traces of blood on floors and surfaces. They also looked in sink drains. It's unclear if the luminol turned up any blood. You know what's funny about this whole report? Most likely, whoever the TMZ reporter is was just standing outside, looking at what they were doing, probably zooming in, was able to see they were using luminol, and most probably just paid somebody that was there, like a police person or somebody else maybe guarding the cordon around the house, just paid them some money to tell them where they were looking. That's how weird, I mean, this information gets out, because this shouldn't really be in the public, really, should it? But this information gets out because everyone needs $50. Everyone needs $100. Everyone needs $200. Everyone needs $500. Why not? You know, cash in hand. No questions asked. Hey, what's going on in there? Where are they looking? Just tell me where they're looking. Bathroom, kitchen? Yeah, kitchen. Cool. You know? There's a bunch of people over there making a lot of good cash in hand. Our sources say the cops also swept the home for fingerprints and collected the hair samples. We do not know if the prints and the samples are significant in the investigation. As we reported, David seemed to be living in the home with his manager, Josh Marshall, that he was renting. That's them, and that's him and the girl together. TMZ contacted LAPD's robbery homicide division last week after speaking to Celeste, her mum, who told us that she had evidence that the unidentified body was her daughter. We provided the lead detective her name and number. Days later, the body was identified as Celeste. Okay, Jesus Christ. TMZ getting right involved. This is them on stream together.
Yo, wait.
Oh, look it. Answer that one. That's so mean if you don't answer
Which
that.
one? What's good, David? Big fan, big spot me. Oh, thank you, Mitch.
Don't get cancelled, dog.
I gotta stop with him if you even... We need to delete this.
Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
Yeah, if you any streamer that you hear, right, who regularly deletes VODs, regularly deletes videos and streams and shit and tries to hide shit, they're getting some dicey shit. Why don't you leave it up? If you're not leaving stuff like that up, you're probably getting up to some very, 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 very dicey shit. And yeah, man, it's kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy. At the end of the day, a young lady unfortunately passed away. A young child passed away in tragic circumstances, all alone in a fucking Tesla somewhere, you know, decomposing in the fucking LA heat. I can't imagine, you know, how tragic that is, a way to go out. So RIP to Celeste, of course. But you would imagine, right? Or it's fair to say that David's music career is over, right? I did see a post from Kali Uchis where she, or Uchez, where she fucking replied to somebody in her comments saying, oh yeah, I've seen the news. I'm going to, her and her team are trying to get the song that she did with him taken down. So everybody from the music industry is going to run away from him and shit. But I don't know, man. I think we're living in really flagrant times, you know? I think we're living in really flagrant times. I'm not going to lie. Because this kid was out here like publicly dating and being outside with a 15-year-old, you know, like giving no fucks before she died, of course, right? Giving no fucks. And there's stories coming out within his kind of group, within his community, saying that he was known to be a guy that kind of was hitting up all the young things, you know, and he went after them because specifically they were young, not because he got duped. Oh, you look 25. No, he was going after girls who are of a certain age. So I don't know, we live in really flagrant times. I feel like really fucking flagrant times where people aren't even, they don't even want to keep their scumbaggery shit secret, you know. They just want to do everything out in the open, no matter how deplorable, no matter how degenerate, no matter how fucking awful, no matter what it is. They don't give a fuck. They don't really give a fuck at all. It's really fucking scary, honestly. We live in the scariest times. Low key, we live in the scariest times. But RIP to Celeste, RIP blood clot Celeste, RIP to her. Moving on. Big up Facebook and big up Mark Zuckerberg, because I feel like Mark Zuckerberg's had a massive glow up, right? A massive kind of turnaround in fortunes. He's looking like a cool CEO. Maybe because Elon's gone so fucking batshit crazy. But I love that Mark Zuckerberg, for the most part, just focuses on software and hardware. Software and hardware. Product shipped, ship product, product shipped, technology. You don't really see him opine too much on politics or societal shit. He's just focused on building Meta to be the all-seeing big brother shit that we all know and love, and to just push the frontier of technology, especially with AI, further and further forward. That's all he's focused on. I kind of like that. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of refreshing. So recently at a Google event, I think Google or Meta event, they revealed some pretty cool glasses that I'm absolutely enamored by. I'm enamored by them not because I'm that interested in having AI glasses and shit, but I'm mostly enamored by them because we've finally got something fresh and new. Because I feel like, as much as an Apple fanboy as I am, that iPhone 17 presentation was a bit meh, right? We've seen that form factor a million times before. If anything, I think the iPhone 17 launch event, the best thing to come from it was definitely that iPhone Air. The thinness of the iPhone Air is fucking incredible. Just the finish on it as well, with that brushed or shiny titanium sort of thing they got going on there, is fucking brilliant. It reminds me of actually reminds me, weirdly enough, of the very first MacBook Air that Steve Jobs presented when he was on stage and he pulled it out of that yellow envelope. It kind of got the similar sort of vibe. But yeah, it wasn't that exciting in terms of new tech. But with this Facebook event, you got the feeling that you were witnessing the future. You were seeing what could be possible with, you know, with AI and shit. I'll show you what it does, but essentially these AI Meta glasses, or no, I think they're Ray-Ban Meta. The name of them is horrible, by the way. Whatever the name is, it's fucking terrible. But the official name is Meta Ray-Ban Display. That's the official name of the glasses, right? Meta Ray-Ban Display is the official name of the fucking glasses. I think I need to figure out a better name, a better fucking name. I think the name kind of sucks, but essentially what they are is they're Ray-Bans that are equipped with AI technology, and they also have cameras. But on the lens, there's a screen that only you can see. No one else can see it. But on the lens, you can basically view a menu like you would on the smartphone, and you move and you kind of gesture around the screen using your fingers. There's like a wristband you wear, and you can kind of pinch and scroll and look at different things on your fucking screen. It's fucking sick. I'll show you what it kind of does via the advert here that they posted, and also show you the intro that Mark Zuckerberg did when he came up on stage. I thought it was fucking awesome. But this is the advert for the Meta Ray-Ban displays. Also, big up the black man that's featured in the advert. Big up the black man that's featured very prominently in the advert for the Meta Ray-Ban displays. Great. Black man win, black man win.
Hey Meta, start live AI.
Show me what an African violet would look like here.
Nice.
That's so
He's
sick.
ripe enough for pico de gallo?
These tomatoes look perfect for pico de gallo.
Give me a recipe. Perfect.
That's so cool.
Hey Meta, find us a good dessert spot down by.
So cool.
Hey Meta, can you translate this?
Not gonna lie, I thought he was French. We're gonna say, hello mate, can you show me the guy, the Balu? I'm not gonna lie, I thought black man would be French. I really did think black man would be French, but big up black man today.
That looks cool.
I'm sorry, but this is fucking cool, man. It's really fucking cool. And the coolest thing about it, like I said, was that in the reviews I've seen on other tech platforms and stuff like The Verge, you can't see the screen when you're looking at somebody doing it. So when somebody's using it and they're flicking through the screen, you can't see it from, you know, from the outside. Only they can. And even if you move around, you can't see the space. So I don't know how they did that, how they avoided getting that glare to reflect on the, I don't know, it's fucking fantastic. But the best part about it, I liked, was the intro that Mark Zuckerberg did, which, you know, he's not the best public speaker. He's a bit clunky, he's a bit awkward, but I thought how he presented it on stage, apart from the mistakes, there was a lot of like technical errors that went on, mostly because of the Wi-Fi allegedly they were talking about, but the way he introed these glasses were pretty sick. So he's like sitting at the back, right? He's sitting at the back, reading something, and the glasses are perched on the table and they're recording. And then obviously he puts them on and you see him kind of like going through the backstage as he appears on stage. It's a really cool way to kind of intro the glasses in real time and obviously using it properly. He picks them up, he puts them on. Sick. I love all the geeks. Honestly, I love the geeks getting excited. Nowadays people are too I think people are too cynical nowadays. People don't really get excited about jack shit. So I always love it when tech events happen, because geeks aren't afraid to like whoop and holler and scream and get fucking Larry. Because even nowadays in raves, I see fucking threads on like dance floor subreddit, on raves, NYC subreddit, on a lot of places where people are complaining, or even in the Berghain community subreddit, right? People complain about people that make noise in clubs now. Like, oh my god, there's too many whooping, too many ole-oles, too many claps. It's like, brother. So nowadays, no one really lets you celebrate and go crazy, right? So I do love it at tech events. The geeks and the nerds, they really let it be known when they're coming, you know? When they're fucking coming in their pants at some new feature, some new bit of fucking hardware, some new this, some new that. I fucking love hearing it, because nowadays people don't get excited anymore. That's it.
Going down.
That's pretty cool, man. And again, this is Zucks. Usually Zucks is quite awkward and weird, but I thought that's a pretty cool way to intro the product. You know, it starts off with him, of course, with the thing down, and then obviously it pans across and he's out on stage and it switches to the camera on the fucking in the fucking arena. I thought that was pretty cool to see. Let's read off some details to give you an idea on what these are about before I start cooming. It says Meta has unveiled a new range of smart glasses powered by its artificial intelligence. At its annual developers conference, Meta Connect, the social media giant's boss Mark Zuckerberg announced an array of devices in partnership with sunglasses brand Ray-Ban and Oakley. Oh yeah, by the way, in case you don't know, Meta did invest a lot of money into some. Oh no, sorry, they partnered up with Exotica, I forgot their fucking name. Exotica Lexica, I forgot how you fucking pronounce their name, but it's a holding company that owns a lot of these brands like Ray-Ban and Oakley. And the partnership, if I remember correctly, was to kind of develop some new pieces of hardware, glasses, whatever, that would work in conjunction with AI and shit. So they've got an official partnership with them going forward. I think it's a long-term deal. I'm sure further down the line, Meta will just end up buying the company anyway. I'm sure they will. But for now, it's a partnership they're working on together to produce, you know, the new, I guess, frontier of tech, which is going to be wearable tech like that. Because I think even I think Johnny Ive, he's currently working with Sam Altman from OpenAI on a particular new piece of hardware that's going to incorporate AI. People are expecting it to be glasses, because I think there was one time where Sam Altman was out and about wearing these funky glasses that may have been early prototypes. Other people are thinking it's going to be some sort of like ball that you can speak to it like a personal assistant. But essentially what I'm seeing now is that most people's guesses or most people's tries for implementing AI into hardware isn't going to be a phone. So most people are saying that maybe it will end up being on the phone, but they're saying nowadays anyway, the tech where it's going is that everyone's trying to get a personal assistant that doesn't just end up being an app, or that doesn't end up just sitting on his phone, something else. So maybe it's a watch, maybe it's glasses, maybe it's a fucking pin, something, but they don't want it to be on the phone. So I'm curious to see what the other companies will end up doing, because, you know, as this game is, one person innovates, another brand tries to play catch up, and on the way they innovate and everyone kind of pushes each other. So let's see how it develops over time. It says the firm also introduced so-called neural wristbands that pair with its Meta Ray-Ban display glasses to allow users to carry out tasks like sending messages with small hand gestures. The event comes as Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp owners face ongoing scrutiny over the impact of products, particularly on children. He called the devices a huge significant breakthrough before an audience of hundreds gathered at the company's Silicon Valley campus. The Meta Ray-Ban displays come in a full-color, high-resolution screen, one lens where the user can conduct video calls and see messages. It also features a 12-megapixel camera. 12-megapixel camera on that fucking thing, you know? Mad. Used to get, honestly, I used to have digital cameras that would only go up to like 10 megapixel. 9, and they were super expensive back in the day. Nowadays you got fucking sunglasses that have 12 megapixel cameras. It's fucking crazy. During his demonstration in the audience, things didn't always go to plan. A call via WhatsApp, which is owned by Meta, to the glasses did not go through despite repeated attempts. I don't know what to tell you guys. Yeah, that was really embarrassing, that one, but hey, that happens. I keep on messing this up. Despite the hiccup, Mr. Zuckerberg hopes Meta's line of smart accessories will be a key platform to integrating its artificial intelligence tool, Meta AI, into people's lives. Analysts say that the smart glasses are likely to be more successful than the phone's multi-billion-dollar metaverse project. Virtual worlds to connect users' displays, a digital environment. Unlike VR headsets, he says here, glasses are an everyday, non-cumbersome form factor. Good point. But he added that the onus is on Meta to convince the vast majority of people who don't own glasses that the benefits outweigh the cost. Oh, and if I'm not mistaken, they are, I don't think they're prescription, they're just regular glasses, but they've got that thing on them where when you're outside, they kind of tint and they go dark, so they can be like sunglasses. And then when you're indoors, they kind of go clear. So that's pretty cool. But I think most people that wear Ray-Bans don't wear them because, you know, they're meant to be fucking, you know, prescription. But look at those. I think those are Oakleys, right? He's got on there. They look fucking cool, man. The company said it was, I don't know what that is, by the way. What's the, I never saw the Oakley. Let me quickly see what this is. There's an Oakley Meta Vanguard. I want to see what those look like. What did the Vanguards look like? Can you show me those, please? There we go. Introducing the Oakley Meta Vanguards. Can I just see a little clip? What do they do? Oh, it's killing Mbappe. Rah, sick. Mbappe's modeling them. I like that.
Hey Meta, how am I doing?
You have ridden 54 miles.
Oh, these are same. Oh.
Take a video.
Wow.
Play my hike playlist.
You can do like vlogs now with running and shit, training properly without having to wear a GoPro. Hell yeah. Oh, they look so hard. Oh, they look so hard. They look so fucking hard, Kylian Mbappe. They look so fucking sick. Honestly, they look so fucking sick. Honestly. Let me see another advert for these. I'm cooming in my pants thinking about these right now. I am literally cooming in my pants. Let me see somebody else wearing them. There we go. Let's see this one, this advert here. Oakley meets Vanguard. Sandra Bigard.
Hey Meta. Take a video.
Take a video. Sacre bleu. Take a video. Bon nuit. Who's this? Mark McMorris. Take
Hey
a
Meta,
video.
play my hype playlist.
Yo, can you imagine how good DJ vlogs are gonna be? Can you motherfuckers imagine how good DJ vlogs are gonna be, bro? DJ vlogs, oh my god. Or DJ live streams in general. Oh god. The B-roll footage. Mark Cavendish.
Hey Meta, how am I doing?
You've ridden 54 miles in 2 hours and 3 minutes. Your average speed is 26 miles per hour.
All right now, let's pick it up.
That's fucking sick. I really love those. I love both of them. So I guess there's one of them is meant to be for your everyday use and the other one's meant to be for sports and shit. The company said it does not disclose sales information, but it's understood that have sold more than 2 million pairs of smart glasses since it entered the market in 2023. The display will be available this month at a sale price of $799 or £586, hundreds of dollars more than Meta's current smart glasses. Leo Gebbe of CC Insight said he is skeptical that it will gain as much attraction as the Meta's other smart glass models. The Ray-Bans have done well because they're easy to use, inconspicuous and relatively affordable. Mark Zuckerberg also unveiled a $499 Oakley Meta Vanguard glasses, which are aimed at sports enthusiasts, and as well as the second generation of the Ray-Ban Meta glasses priced at $379. Meta is currently in the middle of a massive spending spree as it bolsters its AI operations. Fucking hell. Parents protest. There we go. Earlier this Wednesday, activists and family members of suicide victims protested Meta's New York office demanding more safeguards for children on social media. Last week, 2 former Meta safety researchers testified before US Senate that Meta covered up potential harms of children stemming from virtual reality products. Of course they did. Of course they did. But yeah, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. I want a pair. They look really good. They look really fucking bright. They're very pricey, of course. With a private in lens display. They're kind of thick though, to be fair. They don't look the same size as regular Ray-Bans. They're really thick. They kind of remind me a little bit of the ASAP Rocky Ray-Bans. ASAP Rocky's done these like puffy version of Ray-Bans. Like they kind of like, you know, look like they've been blown up. They kind of got a similar sort of vibe of those. But everyone wears thick glasses now. I feel like nowadays the glasses trend is more pointed towards the direction of like, you know, people, you know, like Stevie Wonder glasses, like glasses that you're meant to wear if you're blind. Like I feel like people wear those type of glasses now. That's the trend. So people won't really, I guess it won't stand out too much. And it comes with a wristband that kind of, no, well, I guess, I don't think it comes with, I think you have to buy it separately. But this wristband looks similar to like a Whoop, so it won't stick out either. It looks very similar to like a Whoop wristband. And that's the one that's meant to be your interface for, that's the one that's meant to recognize your gestures, with your fingers as you pin and prick everywhere. So it's a really cool design. I really like the tech. And like I said, that alone is what blows my mind. Like how they're able to figure out a way for you to see the screen when you're viewing it, but no one else can see the reflection of the screen when they're looking at you, looking at the glasses. The only thing I remember somebody saying that I watched a review, I think the girl was from The Verge, and she said something like, one of the only weird things about the glasses is that it makes you have this like dead gamer face, you know, when you're using it. So people don't know you're using it, but you have this like dead on gamer face where you just like, you know, you look like you're gurning or something because you're focusing on flicking through the menu. So it might create some new social problems, you know, when you're out and about. But I love the subtitle feature, by the way. When someone's talking, you can add subtitles to what they're saying, which is fucking crazy because I think they mentioned it in the presentation, but I'm sure you guys are the same. But I use subtitles for everything. You know what I mean? I use subtitles, but I also watch a lot of foreign TV shows and stuff and movies. But I always put subtitles on just in case I kind of miss something you want to kind of read and make sure, maybe if you want to get a deep understanding or something. I always put fucking subtitles on. So imagine talking to your friend and you got subtitles. It's so fucking hilarious. I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. Give me some Meta glasses. Give me some Meta display glasses, please. Por favore. Por favore. Por favore. But there may be an issue. there may be an issue, and somebody I think in the stream chat already pointed it out. There may be an issue. Is it me, or have you guys not noticed a prevalence? Maybe it's me on my algo, because I've liked a couple of these videos in the past, but I feel like on my algorithm and my timeline, I'm getting recommended way more videos of like kids in college campuses, kids in like clubs and shit, doing the whole pickup guy thing. But it's mostly done in the frame of like rizzing, where they recorded themselves first person talking to a girl in a fucking supermarket, in a club, outside. I feel like I've seen more and more of it nowadays. And there was one day I was watching, I was thinking like, how the fuck are they filming this? Because this girl looks way too relaxed. Because usually when there's something, when you see those videos in the past anyway, and someone's recording, you can tell when the girl notices the camera and she kind of changes, you know? So obviously a bit weird, or maybe she questions it. But in these video clips I've been seeing, the interaction is like very smooth and loose and chill. Like the person's not aware they're being recorded, you know, if that makes sense. And then I realized, oh shit, it's because a lot of kids nowadays are wearing Meta glasses, right? The regular ones, not the big fancy ones. And I also mentioned, I also saw the other day, I forgot the company. There's a company, this kid has started up a startup that's making their own smart glasses that record, and I think it's kind of geared towards kids and shit, Gen Z kids. But weirdly enough, the branding and the marketing for it is mostly themed around like Project X back in the day. If you remember that movie, that was like a party movie, right, where the kid kind of throws a party in its own house. I think they come record it or something, but it's kind of framed around that sort of idea of a kid like jumping off a roof of a building into a swimming pool. So clearly it's a thing that a lot of Gen Z kids are really into, right? The whole recording, IRL, streaming type of thing. The only problem is I've heard that the battery life on these things isn't that great, so maybe they don't record all day. But either way, this is kind of concerning. I saw this on the dance floor subreddit, right? Big up dance floors, one of my favorite subreddits out there. Someone posted this on a dance floor subreddit. This is a post taken from a Ray-Ban Meta forum, and I think this is a Ray-Ban Meta like group page on Facebook. Somebody posted on there, right, the following: I just finished, punched the LED and covered it with UV resin. Now I can record without the LED. I hope people anger, haha, you creeps. So this person is holding up one of their Ray-Ban Meta sunglasses, and you know on Ray-Bans where on the front they got that rivet, right? It's a design that they have, right? They got the little silver rivets. Those are where the cameras are on Ray-Ban Meta glasses. And on the Ray-Ban Meta glasses, I think it's a legal requirement, around the ring of the camera's like a pinhole camera, it's really small, but around the ring of the camera there's an LED light around it. So when you're recording, that LED light stays on. So it's meant to indicate to people that you're recording. But obviously if you don't know anything about the glasses, you won't know anyway. But there's like an LED ring camera. There's like an LED light around the camera. But what people are doing now is that they are smashing that light. I guess they're using maybe you can use a screwdriver, maybe you could use a fucking scalpel. I don't know what they're using, but they're using something to basically crack the LED around the camera, so that when you record, there's no light, but the camera still works. So thus increasing the creeper aspect of it. This is so again, imagine some tech that was meant to be used for you to capture your cutest moments with your kids, a nice moment with your fucking wife or something. It's maybe meant to help you catch some weird fucking funny thing that happens spontaneously with your dog, or just for you to, you know, to document your life, whatever, is now being used and implemented by creepos. Because now the creepos and the weirdos and shit, right, and the sex pest, they are now removing the LEDs around the cameras so that they can record discreetly and no one will know. Because, you know, if you don't know this, you won't think anything of it. You just think it's a regular fucking pair of glasses. So now they're able to record whatever creep shit they want to record without any consequences, without any blowback, any nothing, or anyone noticing. Pretty wild. But I did hear on the subreddits, actually, because I was surprised. I was like thinking, oh, I'm surprised this isn't like a bigger thing, like an issue. But I've heard that a lot of clubs know about this, especially places like Berghain. I think they've already been told about this, so they know what to look for with these glasses, you know. And I think people in there too, I think Berghain has got a discerning customer or fan base of whatever. I think they'd be aware if you're in there trying to discreetly record people fucking in dark rooms, or yourself fucking, or just DJ sets in general. So I think people are becoming more and more aware of them. But Jesus Christ, man, absolutely crazy where the world is going now. Everyone's complaining about Palantir, and everyone's afraid about what Palantir may do, and Palantir this, Palantir that, Palantir this. But really and truly, we're all turning into surveillance bots. No one needs a Tesla bot. We are the Tesla bots. We're turning into surveillance bots and Tesla bots. We're going to do all the surveilling, all the fucking monitoring and recording of each other for free. You know, with Ring cameras and this and everything else going on. Jesus Christ, man. It's absolutely crazy out there. Really crazy. But I guess tech is going in that direction anyway. So let's see how it plays out. I just can't wait. I hope I'm alive when it happens. But I really can't wait to get to a point where this glass that you see here, these pair of glasses, and the other ones that I showed you, I can't wait until we get to a point where tech advances so much that gets whittled down into a fucking single contact lens. That's how it starts, right? Remember back in the day, mobile phones had like, you know, there'd be I forgot what that phone was, but it'd be a phone that had like a suitcase you had to carry with it, right? You had a phone that had a cord that's connected to a suitcase you had to carry with you. Nowadays, your phone doesn't even have any cable, doesn't even come with cables in the box. So I can't wait until we get to a point where somebody's able to figure out, maybe it's an advancement in tech, an advancement in fucking circuitry, I don't know what it'll be, or maybe microchips that would allow you to whittle down this entire glasses into a single fucking contact lens. That would be fucking great. That would be fucking great. But you have to imagine, at what cost? At what cost would we get a single contact lens sort of thing going on there? At what cost? At what bloody cost? Hey yo, big up Marlon, man. Big up Marlon. I saw this recently, or randomly saw on the timeline. Today was the start of London Fashion Week, and you know, there's a bunch of stuff going on. I just checked out the calendar the other day, but the brands weren't that interesting to check out, to be fair. I think I may do a live stream for Burberry or something for later on in the week. But Marlon, a live streamer who's a part of, is he a part of FaZe? He's a part of FaZe. I think he's a part of FaZe, isn't it? I think he's I think he's FaZe Clan. I'm pretty sure he's FaZe Clan. But regardless, Marlon's been doing some bits on the live stream in terms of the IRL stuff, and he's one of the first, I think, live streamers that's like a proper model. Not like a streetwear model or like a plus size model, like a proper like runway model. I think he recently got signed to Ralph Lauren. He's done some stuff with Stone Island, and now he was walking for H&M. H&M have like, you know, they have like a line that they do that they also present at fashion shows and do lookbooks for and shooting editorials and shit. So Marlon randomly was appearing in a fashion week show, and they did a similar thing. I think I forgot what brand did it. A lot of brands have done this, which is kind of a cool concept, where the fashion show is ongoing and then people from the crowd are also models, but you don't know until they get up and start walking in the fashion show. So he was just sitting there chilling, and then halfway through he just stood up and took part. I think there's another angle actually where he gets up from the, is that another angle? Is it? There's an angle where he stands up. That's what he looked like in the show. Some good shit there. Good look. Good H&M bits. It's not there. Okay, cool. I don't have the video, but there's this video where he stands up from the crowd anyway. Hold on, let me find it. There's a video where he stands up from the crowd. That's a better one actually. That kind of gives you an idea. You're sitting next to a model called Lily. Oh no, an actor called Lily Chi. I don't know who Lily Chi is, but he's sitting next to her.
Is that a live stream?
Yeah, I'm live right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. You say what's up?
What up, live?
Where you from?
I'm from New York.
Oh, from New York? Yeah. You got in?
Yes.
When? Like a couple days ago?
Well, 2 days ago.
Me too. I live in LA though, but.
Okay, cool. What type of stuff do you stream?
It's everything. It's like if I play a sport and I play a sport, if I do this and I do this, it's like my life pretty much, you know?
and then I think there's another video where he's like sitting down and he stands up. It's not, no one's got that on there. Oh, okay, maybe I didn't have it. Fuck. Anyway, cool. Doesn't matter. All in all, I love it. I'm loving it. I'm fucking loving it. I hope this is a thing that happens in the future. A lot more live streamers get involved. Maybe they're going to be the reason why fashion shows are going to become fun again. Fashion shows are a bit sterile. They're a bit boring. They're a bit stiff. Fashion people are notoriously very unfun, right? When you first get into fashion, when you first start developing an interest for it, you sometimes dream about going to fashion shows. You sometimes dream about going to fashion parties, but you only need to go to one fashion party to realize that you don't want to go to fashion parties. They're fucking shit. The best thing about fashion party or fashion week probably is the after parties organized by people who actually put on parties, but they also can be a little bit tense and weird and odd. So I would definitely recommend not going to those things. But sometimes, you know, maybe being the change you want to see is important too. So going in there, loosening up and dancing, which I've done in the past, which is really funny. You go to these fashion events and no one's dancing, no one's eating, no one's drinking, obviously. So if you get a little bit turned, they kind of get infused, and you know, they kind of look at you like a fucking circus animal, or a fucking animal in a or a circus freak, or an animal in a zoo, let's say. But it actually is a good thing as well. These kids are getting involved because they may be the change, and they may insert some fresh new energy into shows and make them into, you know, a little bit more of an exciting place to be. So I do love to see that. And I think he also bucked up with Wisdom K. He linked up with Wisdom K as well, who's another fashion influencer too. So let's see a bit of that.
Bro, yo, you were too lit. Bro.
Hey, I was like,
bro, this motherfucker said.
Hey, you know, I saw my chat. I said, bro, when I walked through, I seen you because I'm looking right at it, and I was dying because you.
I'm sorry.
Fuck, bro.
I couldn't help but like laugh.
Yeah, he was laughing. I wanted to laugh. I was laughing, bro.
And then it was crazy because it was you, and then it was Alex.
I know, crazy, right?
Crazy juxtaposition. But that's your life now. You're a model, bro.
Hey, was it good? To be honest.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
The show?
It was fire. It was good. I mean, like, the looks were awesome. The music was good. It was a very different show. Like, people were dancing.
I know. Listen, I got a question, though, bro. I've been seeing the Miu Miu shit.
Oh, my God.
Miu Miu. It's called Miu Miu, you know. But yeah, you know what? One of the great things about going to fashion events or scene events is bumping into people, you know, bumping into people that you know, or bumping into the mandem, let's say. Because they're usually full of uptight mundeles and shit, you know, just corny people, lame people, stuck up people, people who kind of make their whole job their personality, for instance, right? You know, those art director, graphic designer types who are like cunts, you know, cunts. And weirdly enough, actually, it's always the person who owns a brand who's the coolest. I've noticed it. I'm sure some of you guys are the same. You go to a pop-in restaurant, it's the fucking front of door person or front of house person. It's the waiter or sometimes who's the cunts, but the person who actually owns the place, you know, the person whose name's on the fucking building is the safest person in the world. Happens all the time in fashion. But one of the great things about being involved in the scene and going to these sort of events sometimes is that you get to bump into people that you know, mandem, you know, and meeting these people like that. Oh, it's such a nice feeling that finally I'm with somebody that's, you know, kinfolk, you know, like you get it, you know what the deal is, you know what time it is. Miu is hilarious though. Calling Miu is hilarious.
The clothes on the show? What's up? It was good clothes, like that on the show. Yeah,
for sure.
Solid, bro.
You look good.
Yeah. It was like a heavy, like I had like a big ass coat on. It was solid though.
I thought everyone I know is here. This bitch is popping. But even though there's like no one here yet, it's still kind of like.
You think people gonna pull up or
it's
like?
Lit? Yeah. I think the show just ended. I was gonna go back and change, but.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, sure.
Live footage at a fashion show. So big up Marlon. Hopefully we see more of that going forward. Another thing I wanted to talk about quickly here was this video, courtesy of Mimi the music blogger. Big up Mimi the music blogger, right? There's been a lot of conversation being had around the UK scene, at least anyway, with the ascension of Bouncer and his platform on YouTube, where he essentially does, you know, he kind of commentates or add commentary to various topics, you know, that mostly center around UK urban culture. He's kind of essentially, he said himself, he's trying to follow in the footsteps of academics, which I think is a little bit, you know, he's kind of limiting himself. It's a bit lame because, you know, academics is a bit lame, but I get where he's kind of coming from. But for lack of a better word, for, you know, just to kind of make a long story less long, he's kind of going down that route, becoming the UK academics, but he's receiving a lot of pushback, a lot of resistance. And most of the pushback and resistance is coming from the industry, the scene in general, and just I think the UK, maybe here we just have we don't really appreciate that kind of content or journalism, quote unquote, that occurs in the US about, you know, the trashier side of things, the reactionary side of things, the inflammatory side of things, the knee-jerk side of things, the dramatic side of things, the gossipy side. We don't really appreciate that too much here, and especially within the UK urban music scene. People don't really respond too well if you're not praising them for some reason. I don't know why. I get the feeling in the UK, maybe it's the same in the US too. If you're talking well about somebody, they're never going to reach out and say thank you for giving me my album a good review. But the moment you say their album's a 1 out of 10, or you say that shit's trash or something, suddenly they, you know, they get really fucking angry. And unfortunately, because the UK is very small, if you do piss off the wrong people and you bump into them in real life, you are putting yourself in danger. You know, something may pop off, unfortunately. It's not like in the US. People I think maybe, I won't say respect, but there's a little bit of there's an acceptance that, okay, these bloggers, these vloggers, these Instagram bloggers, these vlogger people, the people on the radio, the streamers, they have their place, and we as artists, we have our place. I think in the UK, people are still coming to grips with the idea of the commentary scene existing in general. So I say that to say, recently this content creator here in the UK ran into some issues when they criticized or said some bad things about Central C. I think the kid's name is Krimoe or Krimoe. I'm going to call him K, forgive me. I guess he had said maybe some bad things about Central C. He then bumps into Central C and maybe his guys, and they put it on him, for lack of a better term. And again, this is kind of the reason why I think it's taken so long for the UK commentary scene to pop off, is because I think we all know deep down that this is what's, you know, in your future. If you decide to get involved in this industry, you decide to get involved in this scene, if you decide to kind of put your face out there to share your opinion on albums, on whatever, on rollouts, on artists, on this scandal, this controversy, unfortunately people here aren't susceptible, aren't, you know, accepting of that commentary, and will take the slightest thing you say as a rudeness, as a disrespect, and they want to put hands and feet on you, unfortunately. So you got to kind of watch the way you move, watch what you say, or not give a fuck, I guess. But this is this kid's account of what went down when he happened to bump into Central C. Let's play the clip.
Billy the Goat told me there's a Drake party going on, yeah? And because I trolled Central C a lot. And then I sense some weird energy, all right? 4 people put me in a corner. The guy comes to me, one of the main guys. I'm going to show you what he looks like in a sec. He's at to me, what, fuck, man.
I'm going to show you what he looks like, you know. These kids are, I love these kids. These new kids are hilarious. I'm going to show you what he looks like. What, you mean like snitch? This is the person that put it on me. This is the person that pulled out a knife. It's like, God almighty, kid. Just describe what happened. You don't need to be putting people's faces up on there. But anyway, let's see what he says.
Do you, man, thinking you control Cinch and that, innit? You control Cinch, yeah? Yeah? But I come the fuck out the party before you hold a 5 to your face. I'm thinking, in my head, I'm a fucking civilian, bro. I'm thinking 5 to my face. Is this guy gonna stroke me 5 times? Then he reaches for his pocket.
To be fair, I respect the doubling down on the trolling. I respect the doubling down and triple downing on the trolling and the disrespect. I respect it. I respect it. It's gonna end in tears, but I respect it.
On my mum's life, wallahi, I shat myself in it. So I'm 90% sure there was a flick knife there. My friend also told me he saw a knife. Do you understand? He stepped on my foot.
He saw a knife. Jesus Christ. He's just saying it mad clear, and what happened.
So I can't move anywhere. Then I'm moving it back. I'm thinking, bro, I bang a 180 on my mum's life. Usain Bolt, I was taking strides. I was cutting out, bro.
You're
and
running.
You know what I hear behind me?
He's like running.
I hear all the Instagram models laughing at the Drake party. They're all fucking laughing at me, bro. Ah. Bro, wallahi, ask Billy, yeah? I'm running. I'm trying to pop random doors open to jump in and drive off.
You ran?
I'm trying to pop fucking... I don't know what's going on, bro. On my mum's life, I thought I was going to get spliffed. Why is this Donny trying to fucking tear out my fucking face with a knife? Yeah. I don't know whether he wants some brownie points or some shit. I don't know, G. I don't know how this live yours thing works. Whether you get higher rankings, I don't know. Do you understand? The next day when I went into the party, obviously Central C's little brother came up to me. He apologized about what happened. He said it should have never happened to you. This, that, this, that. I'm gonna show you who done it as well. Do you guys think I deserve that? And the main reason I'm doing this is because I got humiliated in front of Leah Mai. Like, that could have been someone that could have potentially been my wife. You're not worth a yinging, maybe a punch up. Bro, for you to want to ying me, like, bro, what? Are you alright, bro? Man, what are you talking about, bro? And the reason why I'm pissed off is because of all the girls, they laughed at me. I got fucking humiliated. I got put in a cockhold. Do you understand? Till this day when I go to bed, I still think about that day. I've never been violated like that in my life. On my mum's life, bro. The fuck is this shit, bro?
There's a lack of shame that exists nowadays, isn't it, right? Like, that's the type of story you would take to your grave until, or maybe you'd keep to yourself until you get your lick back. You don't even want to share that type of a story, you know? Like, fucking hell, bro. You're in a party surrounded by a bunch of people and you just run. Like, why are you running? Like, you're not going to do nothing to you in a party. He's obviously just trying to scare you. You don't need to run. You could have made your excuses and left. You don't need to sprint out of the place. Like, what? Jesus fucking Christ, man. But anyway, what this speaks to, the concerning thing isn't how, because this kid's a little bit annoying, to be fair. He's not, the content isn't for me. He's not, he's not making this for people of my fucking ilk and shit or age range, so I get it. But forget his, annoying kind of personality to one side. It's not cool for one of the biggest artists in the world, one of the biggest artists in the UK, if not the biggest artist in the UK currently, to be having his goons try and run up on and poke / whatever they're trying to do to this kid in the party because he trolled Central C online. No matter how annoying he may be, I don't think he even deserves getting punched up or anything. Just let the kid do what he's doing. It's not worth any trouble at all. Because what ends up happening in these situations is that these kind of guys are very quick to kind of try and put it on the content creators, the quote unquote civilians. But then when somebody within their fucking area, with somebody within their sort of like group space, right, they occupy, says something or does something disrespectful, they suddenly have amnesia, they're suddenly blind, they're suddenly deaf, they suddenly take all the time in the world to consider the consequences of their actions, But when it's when somebody that they know that they can maybe get the better of, they're all about to crash out, and they want to demonstrate how bad they are by trying to stab up some, TikTok kid or whatever he's on. It makes no sense. It's a very, very OTT. But again, I think this is a direct or an obvious representation, an obvious example as to why maybe we haven't had more UK academic types come up from the UK. Because if you do really try and do what they do in America over here, it's going to end really bad for you, because people here are way more sensitive. They don't know how to they don't really know what the content game is. Some of the content game we have running here is fucking bizarre. We have like people in their 40s and 50s screaming and shouting at each other on TikTok, threatening to kill each other and shit. We have baby mothers of failed rappers outing the rapper for doing some weird sexual stuff. We have kids. Like the content game in the UK is it's still in the doldrums. It's still a little bit trashy. It's not very polished or finessed or whatever. But the commentary game isn't really great either. To be honest, if you don't watch Bouncer, you have to watch these other guys, and the other guys aren't that great, or maybe you don't agree with their point of view, or maybe they come from a particular place that you don't represent with. But regardless, it's a bit all over the place. So I feel like this sort of stuff will unfortunately discourage more people to get involved, because no one really wants to get beat up for their opinions. I don't think anybody's, especially these type of kids anyway, I don't think they really have any strongly held positions in any way, shape or form, and they don't want to get slumped up, get punched up for them at all. So, this is something they're not going to rock with. But I thought this is very, very OTT from Central C's group. I'm not going to lie. Very, very, very OTT. And then there was an update regarding this, actually. There's actually an update from the kid. He posted an update clip because I think he screenshotted what Mimi the music blogger said about the whole situation. Let's see how he replied.
Hey, yo, I'm not like the best person to speak on this topic here, but bro, I saw this shit on my timeline. This shit fucking hurt my head, bro. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I don't really critique people. You know what I'm saying? I always just chat shit. Everyone...
Oh, is this the troll that got him maybe pressured in the party? Maybe this is the troll that got him pressured.
Everyone knows I'm making jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like the other day, I was speaking about Chip's head shape. You know what I'm saying? What a fucking look at the surface, bro. Look at the surface area we're working with. You know what I'm saying? I said he's definitely got a fucking hard drive in there. You know what I'm saying? Just squeezing the back of his head like that. Yam. His head looks like a fucking Sainsbury's bag inflated. Look at the coconut juice back there. You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck's man looking at me like fucking light-skinned P Diddy? Big up Chip though, bro. He never runs out of bars, bro. Look at that hard drive. You know what I'm saying, G? He never runs out of bars. Man's been relevant for 20 years, spitting bars, bro. Look at the bars, bro. This is the storage unit. But yo, back to the video, yeah? There's like a small bubble of people, yeah, that own Twitter accounts or Instagram blog pages that genuinely think their opinion matters, and they think they got some special sort of key to like the music world of Narnia. Bro, no one gives a fuck about what you say, fam. Like some of these men are literally tweeting to Oxygen. I swear, bro. They're tweeting to get 10 likes. They're talking about sale chart positions. This rapper's rollout could have been better if... Bro, music is not fucking rocket science, bro. Universal, when they see someone blow up on TikTok, they come over here, come to our office. No, come. And they 360 bumfuck them, or people post fucking sounds. If it gets traction, they drop it. They keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's not fucking rocket science. You know what I'm saying? Bro, how can she say, I don't want to sound harsh, but I hope Sench knows it's make or break with his debut album. No pressure, but this is the moment. Do you think?
I guess Mimi the music blogger got her last laugh. Didn't she? Because no one's trying to stab her up in parties, it looks like.
This Asian looking don that's clearer than water gives a shit. But the Pac-Man, Sench say, like, they know him in Asia, Thailand, like, my man can wipe his batty with a 50 sheet every day and it probably won't affect him, bro. The don don't give a fuck, bro, you know what I'm saying? Even if it fucking flops. Do you think my man gives a shit? My man can quit tomorrow, he's good, bro. Everyone fucking has an opinion about everyone's music. I'm not gonna lie, bro, I feel sorry for you rappers, like, don't you man just open your timeline and get a fucking migraine, bro? Like, if I...
So yeah, I guess he ended up paying a big price for that little bit of a diss towards me, the music blogger. And then another live streamer, actually another content creator in the UK, Billy the Goat, actually added another story that he also got confronted by someone from Central C's camp, this time his manager, who's way more front facing and popular and well known, called Ybeez, and he had some choice words to say to Billy the Goat as well. So again, I think proving again maybe why people are hesitant or a bit, you know, wary about getting involved in the commentary content game over here in the UK, because people's feelings, you know, they get hurt very easily. They're very sensitive, very thin skinned. And unfortunately, because the scene in the country is so small, there will come a day where the person that you've been ragging on, or the person that you've been maybe harsh on, you'll end up bumping into them in real life. And they may have friends, they may have family who didn't really take what you said well, and they want to prove their loyalty to that person. And then suddenly here you are getting rushed into fucking, you know, Dalston fucking Nando's. You know, no one wants that, but it's very, very possible.
Yeah, like, what did YB say to me again? He said something like that was interesting. He said something that was interesting to me, chat. I was chatting to Ybeez for a little bit, and he was like, yeah, like, I can't lie, it's clear, it's kind of clear what side you're on. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, no, obviously it's clear what side you're on, but here's what isn't it? It doesn't matter. I was like, what? Like, what do you mean what side? What do you mean what side? What do you mean what side? What side I'm on? Like, I don't pick sides. And when I said it, he just laughed. Obviously, like, I told him that I'd boxed like Sench Bridget already, and we had that conversation. And I told him that, yeah, like, he felt like he said that you man feel like the bloggers are not biased against Sench, and he was like, yeah, it's clear what your side you're on, but like, it is what it is, it's not that deep. And then he just walked off. I was thinking, right, like, no, he didn't. Let me say, he didn't just walk off. He's like, alright, so no, nice to meet you, though, innit? But the way he left the convo, I could tell that, like, them man probably feel like I feel a type of way against them. But bro, that I don't know why. Let me not I say I don't know why, and I get, obviously, like, man's managed by Bills. Obviously, Bill used to manage Digger. I've done bit interviews with Digger. You get me? Also on top of that, man, I've done a couple of reactions to some of Sench's music where I've not always rated the song. So I get, like, how it might look from the outside looking in that, like, I've got some sort of agenda against them. But bro, like, the fuck, like, I got nothing but respect for what them man are doing, bro. Like, I ain't got nothing against them, and then they get me. But I guess, like, if you're looking at the industry from like looking at like this side versus that side, you might have still seen it to one side. It's like, bro, like, I'm just here just doing me, bro. I don't even Get me? The whole pick and side thing, the whole industry politics. I don't want nothing to do with none of that. But it's got.
So yeah, I guess here it's a bit weird here, the energy, but I don't know, man. I find this energy that they all have for people that make content very strange, because you would imagine, I think the people that watch, especially considering how small the island is, I think there's way more people who listen to Central C than who watch content about Central C. I think so. But I also don't think we're as susceptible to propaganda or narratives in the UK as it may be in the US. I don't think that can run here. So I don't think you can run a narrative on somebody unless it's true. I don't think people are just going to believe what you're going to put out there. So Central C is a good example. He gets a lot of, he gets a lot of pushback and criticism because of how he looks, because of what he says in his music, because of whatever. But he's very, very popular. He's maybe the #1 artist from here in the UK, especially from an urban point of view. So all the conversations, all the doubt, all the conjecture around his name doesn't really affect his bottom line, if you think about it. Doesn't really affect him in the slightest. So I'm confused why these guys are paying any attention, any mind to these content creators and live streamers when really they don't really affect anything. They're just giving their opinion. They're just sharing their opinion to their audience, but they're never going to make the masses not listen to Central C, not go to his shows, not buy his merch or whatever, or watch his interviews. It's not going to happen. He's too big of an artist for that anyway at this particular moment. So I don't really understand why they're bothering doing all this. So I know what side you're on. The side. Just put out good music and everything is forgotten about, really, to be honest. But here we are. I guess that's where we are, and I think, in my opinion, that does really highlight why there's not many kind of other versions of Bouncer that exist out there, because unfortunately, if you do try it, like look at Bouncer, he's all the way in Dubai saying what he's saying and people are still putting it on him, still getting very offended. He's also getting very rattled and angry and responding back and having back and forth. Like, it's a pretty serious issue. Like, if this guy was in London, you'd imagine it wouldn't be as cushy for him as it is from when he's abroad, but who knows. It's just strange. I just wish we could live in a place where people could just say what they want to say, because weirdly enough, it kind of works in conjunction together. When the content creators can say what they say and kind of put shit out there and run wherever they want to run, and the people that are making the art can make the art, and the people that can comment on it can comment on it, it kind of propels and pushes the scene forward. But when people are trying to silence the critics or the whatever, the vloggers, the whatever, the influencers, it's really hampering the scene, because there's not really many outlets out there anyway to push the stuff or talk about it in the first place. So if somebody's talking about it, you should be pleased, in some respects. But maybe it's different when you're in that position. Maybe it's different when you're in that position. I have no idea. I really, really, really have no idea. Moving on, I quickly wanted to touch upon these. Big up, what's his name? Big up Over and Under. Big up my favorite sneaker Twitter account to follow. Sneaker, streetwear, fashion, culture, everything in between. Over and Other. Over and Under decided to post a carousel of all 4 colorways, which I didn't know there were 4. I thought there's only 1 colorway. But Patta have got another Nike Air Max coming out. Unfortunately, it's not an Air Max that I'm a fan of. It's the Nike Air Max Dn8. And Nike, I feel like I've been pushing the DNA for a while. They've been trying to make it a thing so fucking hard, but I fucking hate the model. I think the model sucks donkey dick. There is a collaboration coming out soon, I think from Palace. I remember I read about that. There's a K-Vent collab that dropped recently. Victor and Victor have got a release dropping soon. And then there's also a Patta release coming, which is probably going to do well, because Pattas always do well with the Air Max releases and just collaborations and releases overall. And they've obviously got a long history when it comes to Air Maxes from back in the day. Amsterdam is essentially, I think, maybe the second best city when it comes to sneakerheads and sneaker culture. I think obviously London's #1, but Amsterdam maybe is a close second. They get it out there. They know what they know what I'll go on when it comes to sneakers. I remember from back in the day, being on Crooked Tongues, there's a lot of people from Amsterdam that kind of knew what I'll go on with shoes. And obviously the guys behind Patta know what they're doing when it comes to colorways and shit. So I feel like they've done a good job in terms of the colorways and the application. I feel like whoever designed these for Patta or the team, they did a good job. But unfortunately, the model itself is so shit, it doesn't matter. Like, there's a black pair here that we're looking at that's a mixture of like patent black patent black. It's got some meshes involved there. It may have a nubuck suede toe box area. It has these speckled what you'd kind of deem them to be like climbing rope, sort of like laces design. There's a nice sort of blue hits on the eyelets. Like, it's a really well done fucking colorway. You got a massive Patta logo on the tongue. I think that might be the biggest logo they've had on the tongue, actually. I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to a tongue logo on the Air Max, I think that might be the biggest and most obvious one there. Huge Patta logo, Air Max on the bottom. Like, it's a really good design. Oh, there's also like a carabiner thing there. Look at that, that's pretty cool. It looks like a carabiner or something, right? The thing they use to climb. So maybe they're influenced by like some sort of climbing gear. I'm not too sure. But again, pretty cool design, pretty cool colorway and material application. But when it comes to the overall shoe, the shoe's just so shit, it doesn't really matter. The Nike Dn8 is just bad, man. And I wonder why. I think mostly why I hate them is because of the air bubble, right? This air bubble window design they have with these little dots or these little circles. I'm assuming they're bars that run along the bottom of the shoe. But these little circles have got, how many are there? I think there's like 8, right? No, I think there's 7 there. There's about 7 air bubbles, 3 at the back and about 4 on the front. I hate that. I hate this design too. It kind of looks like a tailwind, but a horrible version of tailwind. Maybe there's too many of these like NU kind of design things going on there. And I also don't like the toe. The toe design I also dislike. They're way too pointy, you know? They've got a weird like pointy, sort of like almost like a duck sort of like shape to them, like a cone shape. That kind of, I'd imagine, probably scrunch up your fucking toes, and they just don't look that good, not that flattering. So unfortunately the style, although the colorways are really sick, there's a white colorway too, which reminds me of legendary Air Maxes in the past. This particular one doesn't have is that patent too? Oh, it is patent. I thought that was just leather. Okay, so I guess they're all patent, and they all have that carabiner, whatever you call them, the name on there too. I don't like this crinkling. Look at the lack of quality control on these shoes, or just the quality overall. I don't like how they wrinkled on the instep there. That's not good. I hope whoever the guys is wearing them, I hope the person wearing them maybe has a weird foot where maybe their fucking ankle collapses inwards. But if it's not, and this guy's foot's perfectly fine, then the way there's crinkling here on the instep is a bit concerning. That's not good for quality, because these shoes are probably going to be like 200 quid plus. So you're paying for this for limited edition shoes, and it's all crinkling. And again, they look too narrow. You can see the guy's foot, the outline of his foot, you know, because these shoes are so narrow and so tight. You can literally see the outside outline of his entire foot inside that shoe. Yeah, I'm not the biggest. Although the colorway is sick, I'm not the biggest fan of the model. That blue colorway is pretty spicy though. I'm not gonna lie. The blue, I think it works better with the blue. That blue looks really good. The pop on that royal blue, all patent upper, the mesh on the sides as well. Yeah, it works better with that blue. That kind of works. That creamy colorway doesn't work at all. That creamy colorway is awful. Shocking. So I'm assuming most likely there'll also be a apparel collection with this as well. So we'll probably get some hats and some tracksuits and maybe bags and shit. But they're due to come out very soon. They're meant to be coming out in October 2025. Meant to be coming out in October 2025. And like I said, I think they're maybe the worst Nike Air Max I've seen in a long time. I just wonder when they'll ever design a new Air Max that doesn't harken back to retro designs. It's a fresh new design, a fresh new approach that people actually like or want. Because let's look at that toe box. Look at how pointy and awful that is. It's just too much. There's no room for your toes to wiggle or move around there. I fucking hate them. I'm not gonna lie. I really fucking hate them. And the instep design isn't that better too. Look at that heel counter. That heel. What is that? Look at that heel cage. Whatever that is at the back. Yuck. The finish on the midsole isn't that great either. Yeah, the finish and the quality on these isn't too great. Not too sure if it's because of the patent finish or something, but I don't like it. Yeah, I wonder what this is. This is something to do with the bag, I'm sure. Oh wow, it's got a swoosh on it too. That's cool. Maybe I'll get the shoes for this carabiner alone, so I can attach it to other things that I've got, you know. But yeah, the shoes aren't that great, but they're meant to be coming out very soon in October. So they say September on Ybeez, but on this post curtain, Mind the Guy Over and Under, it does say October. So I recommend you keep an eye out for those ones. Talking about keeping an eye out, you better keep an eye out for this. Aimé Leon Dore and the North Face. Aimé Leon Dore and the fucking North Face. It's due to drop tomorrow, Friday the 19th at 11 a.m. EST. Make sure you check it out. This is the promo video for it, but this stuff looks fucking hard. ALD for the North Face, really fucking well done. Let's play the promo video. Loading up the cargo in the back of the van. What are those? New shoes coming up. And trucker. Cargo container. Driving out the port onto the highway over the bridge. Motorbike drive past him. He stops and pulls up at the other side of the road. Goes to go to the cafe to have some food. Cup of coffee. Hands us some money. Pulls up to the Mulberry store over there. Opens up the back of the cargo. What is it? All the boxes of the North Face stuff. I ain't mad at it. We don't see much of the product though, but it's a well shot shoot regardless. But the stuff itself, oh yeah. Look at the stuff that he did, man. Oh my god. The tote bags alone are worth their weight in gold. But some of the jackets, the gloves, look at that. Look at that Nupsi. Is that like, what is that material? It's like a pile. Is that a pile? Is that, what is that? Look at that fluffy, like, I don't think I've ever seen a North Face in that material. I think I have. I think they do make one. I think I've seen like a brown one in that material. But this is like a classic North Face Nupsi style or Nupsi design. It's got a color combo, I guess you say, is a royal blue with black, as you expect the North Faces to be. But then where the logo is, that's a real special bit. There's Aimé Leon Dore written just underneath the North Face logo in white font as well. That's the real nice hit. But that material choice is amazing. Look at the badge on the sweatpants too. Oh, there's also matching shoes as well. There's shoes in the collection too, not just clothing. There's also footwear too. I love that. The logo is the one though. The logo is the one. Same when it comes to the Comme des Garçons North Face collaboration. That logo is worth its weight in gold. Oh, look at the hat. I love the hat design. I wonder what that hat design's about. It's got a really long brim, or beak, I guess, and then the brim is kind of like sloped back a little bit. I wonder how you get that design to get done. That's really fucking cool. I like that. It kind of reminds me of the hats that Tyler Creator wears. Maybe it's an Ebbets Field kind of design. There's also a down jacket. Oh no, it's the same one. In green actually, so it comes in royal blue and the green. The sweatpants are fucking fire with a big badge on the outside, or badge, sorry. There's also these like walking or climbing boots or shoes. I don't know if they're North Face too, or if there's something else. There's also matching gloves. There's a beanie. There's a backpack. There's also I forgot what the name of that what's called actually. I had one of these before. The layer that you put underneath. Oh, is it a tonali? Denali? I think it's a Denali. I think that's a Denali, that version of that jacket. There's also a hat as well that comes with it, pants. Oh, so good, man. So good. I really like this jacket. It's almost like a fireman's jacket with these kind of hooks on the front. It comes in the white. That white design is fucking crazy good, isn't it? that white with like the clear, what's that underneath? Like this clear plasticky type of material. Kind of reminds you of something that you see worn on like a NASA spacesuit. It's also applied on the shoulders, on the hem of the jacket. It's going on the knees there. Wow, I don't mind that. Hopefully there's a zip on these so you can put stuff in it. I don't think there is, but hopefully there's a zip where you can put stuff in it. And because it's kind of like translucent, see-through, people can maybe see what's underneath there. It's also got a matching hat. Oh, look at this shit, man. I think it comes with a hood as well. There's some buttons on there. Maybe it comes with a hood. I'm not too sure. But this is fantastic, man. Aimé Leon Dore and North Face introduced their limited edition collection that combines LD's thoughtful design, aesthetic storytelling with the North Face's dedication to creating exceptional products for outdoor activities. Looks, there's so much great shit here, man. All of it is great shit. It's going to be available in the store on Friday the 19th of September, so make sure you check it out. Again, the bag is another big win. This tote bag is a great size. Again, looks very functional and easy to use. Got the ALD branding on there too, fully blacked out, nothing too wild. There's also that jacket. The gloves are a banger. I'm not gonna lie. The gloves are the little Rolex peeping through there. I'm not gonna lie, it's absolutely hard as hell. I love everything about it. But that Nupsy right there is my favorite. It's probably gonna be like £7 million, but that Nupsy right there is my favorite. That is so hard. It's so fucking hard. You can't deny that. You can't fucking deny that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Action Zinga Show episode number 947. If it's your first time tuning into the show, please make sure you smash the like button, hit subscribe before you leave the show. That'd be greatly appreciated. For those of you listening to this show via the podcast app, via the YouTube channel, or whatever it may be, thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Click the link in the description to get access to myself. Linktree is where you'll find all of the information regarding myself and stuff that I get up to, so make sure you check the Linktree down below. There'll be a Linktree link down below for you to check out. All the links regarding myself will be down there for you to see, Everyone else watching the show live, I'll be hopping over to the Random Show channel in a few minutes, so make sure you jump over there. Day 21 of 31 of my marathon stream, so make sure you jump over there. And for the rest of you watching via the YouTube, it will just fade to black. But if you listen to the podcast app, you will hear my tune of the day. My tune of the day is by this band, this new band I discovered actually just the other day. That'll be my tune of the day, and the song from this new band called Balu Brigada. It's a song called Isolation from their new album that just dropped the other day. So check it out. It's a song called Isolation from Balu Brigada. It's one of my favorite new songs I've been listening to a while. Check it out. That's my song of the day. But for everybody else, I'll see you guys in a bit on the Random Show channel. Everyone else, take care. Be well. Safe. Peace.